Welcome to Sunday Night Spaces with AltJake and George, live on YouTube.
Good evening. It's Sunday Night Spaces for January 25th, 2026. I am George, coming to you from the frozen tundra of Arkansas. The not frozen area of the country. In Arizona resides our host and my friend AltJake.
How are you today, my friend? I hope you're staying warm, buddy. Yeah, this is...
You got to heat in the background so don't yum.
No, yeah. We covered that before. You said I couldn't hear it in the background, so we were good. But man, that is... I have seen a lot of those like different reports or different things. My wife's boss works outside of Philadelphia, and like you texted me, was it yesterday? And you're like, it's 14 degrees with the wind chill of like 1 or -1. Hers was 13 degrees with the wind chill of the exact same. I'm like, good. And that's Philadelphia to Arkansas. It's a hell of a spread on that one.
It goes from Dallas.
Oh, I know.
Through,
yeah.
Goes right around and up, and then they had a tornado warning for parts of Florida. It's all sorts of weird shit going on.
We got some people in the chat. Say hi, Jim. Thanks, you and Cumia. Yeah, hit the like and subscribe. If you just hit the like button on the way, and really helps us out. Oh, we got Awful Wrestling in the house. Good to see him. Challenger John seems to be a frequent member now. I like that a lot. Good to see. Hey, a lifetime of wrestling. Good to see it. Tanisha's here. Hey, Mike Glass is here. I know he's sometimes shows up late, so it's good to have him here early. Oh. Frozen at 2 degrees in Wisconsin for Brad. Woof. Stay warm, everybody.
Thanks for everybody.
Oof, man. Yeah.
I hope the people that are in that bad area are staying safe. That's all. Because there's some spots that are going to be without power for quite some time.
Right. Yeah. No,
we got lucky here.
I think that's the thing that's really scary of it is the power outage of it. Like you can deal with whatever, but like once it's that cold, the power going out. That's scary to me. Granted, I live somewhere where you need air conditioning. So
and as you know, we've been talking since I woke up this morning.
Yeah, since yesterday, really, with it about how it's been.
I woke up this morning with finding out that my we have 3 buildings that I work. 3 buildings in our plant complex, and one of the main buildings collapsed last night.
That's insane. Thank God nobody was there, and man, I hope everything works out with it. That is scary. So you said you sent me the picture of it too. That's still like collapsed. Like, yeah, no, the ceiling collapsed in on itself. Good God. That's
the only.
Just glad everybody's okay.
I guess the only fortunate thing is like all the good equipment inside didn't get touched.
Right. That's what you were saying. The expensive stuff.
Yeah. That's
because even with it though, insurance, man, like it gets still. Yeesh.
Well, yeah. The interesting thing is we got a note. You know how modern technology is nowadays with the Paycom system that we have and everything. We get a note saying that just hang in there, folks. You're still getting paid. We have an employee payment program that they pay us for days we're not there.
Right.
And they said they're going to pay us. So
and
that coming back up, they're not going to.
And part of that's going to come to insurance too. You know what I mean? Like insurance is going to cover it to a certain point. That's good that it's already on top of it because I know some insurance, it's like you got to prove it and then it's got to come through. And it's like, yeah, we'll pay you for those days, but 6 months later,
it's not gonna wait that long.
Yeah, right. That's good. Yeah, no,
which is fine. Because when I talked to you earlier, I was kind of not in the greatest mood in the world, I can tell you that.
Yeah, no, I tell you, which was very fair. I mean, you weren't sure what your future was going to be with it. I mean, as somebody who was laid off last year, it's scary, it's terrifying, it's horrible. It's not the best.
You were trying your best to keep me.
I was well. I wanted to at least, and it's a good kind of segue into that part. I at least wanted to thank everybody at the beginning here because, I mean. January has easily been the biggest month and the best month for this channel since we've started, and January is not over. Like we've got our most subscribers in a month, our most views in a month, our most watches hours in a month. Like, and that's, I mean, we are up to, last I saw it was 416 subscribers. That's incredible. We thank each and every one of you guys. If you're listening and haven't subscribed, even if you're like not a fan of what we do, but want to banter with us, just subscribe. It's fine. It helps us out and lets us do more of this. I know that
the replay crew is the greatest, by the way.
Oh my gosh, yes, the replay crew, and with all the comments they give too, because every comment that you make on the video, like after it's posted, just pushes it into the algorithm more. So all we can do is thank you and appreciate it. It's been amazing to be a part of and see. Like it really has.
It's fun to watch.
Well, it's what's cool now because it feels like it's like the hard work's paying off, because there was times this summer where we were seeing 25 views on a video, or or they weren't increasing, or there would be days where
but it never went down. It never went down.
But it stayed consistently, and it's now with that consistency and the authenticity and actually knowing what we're doing now, I feel like more people are kind of coming in and seeing it. I honestly think just doing it every week is sometimes the hardest part, but it's the most important part. Even if you're not gaining viewers that week, it brings it to the next week or the week after. And I also have to give a big shout out to the Toonie Talk family. I know that getting on there was a way to get exposure for us and get people to see us and check us out. But now they're staying, and that's really cool to see and fun to be a part of. And I don't like to gush much, but I can't help myself on this one. This is really cool.
You gush plenty. It's all good.
Gushing's
part of the gig, man.
Yeah, well, it's exciting. It's one of those things that it's just, like I said, if we'd have gotten 200 subscribers in the first year, I would have been pumped. But to be over 4 is just, yeah. And I know Dis has kind of he's got a goal to get us to the 500 by the end of February. And I keep saying, if it happens on or before the 26th, I'm not exactly sure what I will do. I might just gush and cry on air or something with how happy I'll be, because that would be our 1 year mark. If we hit that,
Squared Circle Maniacs helped us a lot too.
Oh my gosh, yes. Thanks, and shout out to Don for joining us for the first half hour on our last live. That was a lot of fun. No, those guys were great. And even Phil with PWT giving us our start and stuff and kind of giving us that push. It's really, really helpful, which is why I've been able, anytime anybody asks me to come on, like Chris Connor, I've been on the Last Call podcast 2 or I think 3 times now, which is a ton of fun, and Awful Jeopardy, and just being a part of this scene. I really, really enjoyed it. It's something that I knew I wanted to do, but didn't realize how much I was going to love it. And that's really what this is. Yeah, no, I really, really appreciate it. Yeah, Ewan right there. TTW, Awful, and Dis really, really helped me out. Kind of gave me that push to expose me to the audience. And then it's up to us to be funny and entertaining and keep them coming back. And so far we seem to be. We've already got 27 people watching right now on all platforms. And I think I'm over
we are being simulcast, aren't we?
Yeah. Yep. We are simulcast to X. Yep. Which, if you're watching over there, we enjoy that of it. But if you want to interact and participate with us, come on over to the YouTube. It's a lot of fun. But I know not everybody does YouTube. I feel like more people do YouTube than X, but whatever. We're happy to be on all platforms.
It works.
Yeah.
Funny though, because I was in a bad mood for most of the day. I'm like, I'm keeping myself up. We'll get into this discussion much later on. I'm staying off of Twitter a lot more. I'm dumbing myself down on purpose. But what I saw was Dave had posted some new criteria for his rating system. And I'm like, okay. So I wrote back what WTF? What is this all? I thought it was 0 to 4.
Well, we could pull up the first one, because you sent me the screenshots of it.
Yeah,
so
I'm
can
sorry.
Pull those up. No, you're good. No, I wasn't sure which one to start with their win, but yeah. So somebody asked, it's Luke Ryan asked, break it down for what is the 5.5, 6.5, and Dave gave you this. What he considers.
That's not how it goes,
right? Well, and just
so I thought
the fact that what's 5.5? Well, 5.5 is better than 5, but I thought 4.75 or 4.5 was just as good as 5.
That's my confusion.
Yeah, no, exactly. And
so
then
I wrote back. I'm like, what is this? I thought it was 0 through 4.
Well, I first off too, I just wanted to get his actual numbers here of it, of the 6.0 being one of the 10 or 12 best matches of all time. Didn't he give I guess he didn't do 6. He did 5.5. Right? How many 6s?
We've seen one 6. I don't know, dude.
I feel like one of the Japanese matches, maybe with Okada recently. I feel like something in Japan, maybe it was in the G1 last year at the beginning. I don't know. I feel like something was 6, but I don't know. I don't pay that close of attention to him. And then the 7 being the best match I've ever seen. So then I'll let you read your reply.
I wrote back, what the WTF is going on here? Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't the original scale supposed to be 0 through 4, with a very rare exception being a 5? Anything above a 5 seems to be ridiculous.
And that's because, as we've talked about on this show and been talked about other places too, the whole wrestling match rating system was started by Weasel Dooley and Jim Cornette. as a gag, but also kind of to rate the matches that they want to do. But they were having fun with it. But they were using the old star rating from movies back in the day, because this would have been before. I mean, not even Ebert and Roper, but this is before Siskel and Ebert. And so it was that was how it wasn't 2 thumbs up. It was 0 to 5 star or 0 to 4 stars. And then Dave gives you the most classic Dave reply of just study.
I get study. Unlike the other person underneath that actually broke it down for me very nicely, by the way, and not insulting my intelligence in any way.
Not gatekeeping. Yeah.
No, not only he just said, he goes, the criteria has changed numerous times, and he explained it to me, and I thanked him for that. But I just got the study, and I would have liked Dave to give me the criteria breakdown. That's all.
But that's the thing. Here's the thing. The thing with Dave is, and I'm surprised you haven't been blocked yet, or maybe this will get you blocked.
I'm not attacking him.
Well, it's not about that, because I didn't, when I got blocked by him, it wasn't that I was attacking him. Because what you're doing is you're calling him out on his bullshit with a modicum of intelligence. That's the thing. If you give him even a little bit of intelligence and he knows, oh shit, this person is smarter than me, or smart enough to, because that's what he does. He just tries to he hoards his dummies. He gets the people that are either, too weird or too stupid or too socially awkward to deal with people in public. And that's his audience. And any of us who push back or give him anything that would be even a little bit of us being right or something he would have to push up against, he just blocks. I forget what I said. I have the tweet screenshotted somewhere. I need to go find it.
I was kind of disappointed I didn't get to study and learn.
But I got to learn.
That was
read. Yeah, I mean, it's just I need to get the graphic that we have on Toonie Talk of that's Dave for you, because it's just, it's so silly that he just.
Where did he pick that one to respond?
Yeah,
to?
I feel like there's
underneath there.
Yeah, well, it's one of those things that it's there's a million different. There's a billion different people that respond to him, but give him that shit. He just picks which one randomly he wants to go for. I don't know. There's no rhyme or reason to it. And the whole thing is he's supposed to be a this is his business strategy or whatever, to just be a dick to people.
And dude, we never mentioned Dave on this show.
No,
because
we don't
care. But
yeah, exactly.
This one was a little more fun for me. So
yeah, no, this was great. I was glad that, because the thing is, it's not that I don't. Obviously talking about Dave is funny and we can make jokes about it, but I just feel like it's one of those things that's so overdone that anything we would do would just be stuff that anybody else has done.
People that are in that wheelhouse.
Yeah. And I've always, there's been times where I'm like, oh, I could make good jokes about it, or that would be fun, but it would kind of derail what we do. And then I got super lucky that I'm now on the Toonie Talk panel full time, because then I can do it there. I usually do have a good couple of jokes to make out Dave. I don't want to spend this time on this show doing that. I like how we are, we go with the way we do this, where we're being our authentic selves and giving you our real opinions, which can change over time. We like certain things, we don't like other things, but I just feel like if we did the Dave stuff, it would take a while with it and just kind of derail. Because sometimes like this, we could laugh and be in a positive attitude, but a lot of times he hurts my brain. It's not that I get mad or triggered. I'm like, I get a pain in between my eyes and in my forehead. I'm just like, wow, how are you this stupid? Because I don't think it's a gimmick. I don't think it's he's, trying to, work people or whatever. I just think he's that stupid.
Here's the explanation that I got. It was kind of interesting to me.
Oh yeah.
Just he told me I was wrong, which is cool. And then he said, Dave's listed his criteria 20 plus times, and it's far removed from what I wrote. So I just wrote back. I did say originally. So I was going back to the original scale that I knew from Weasel and Jim, and I don't follow Dave a lot, so I don't know this. But I do appreciate you not yelling at me and calling me a moron. And now I know. So peace out.
Yeah. It's so funny though that they just, and then I'm still shocked that there are these people that still looked up to him in any way, shape, or form, or want to, or use his reporting as fact. My brain can't wrap around that.
That's the problem, is you have people like me that had the Observer at one point.
Right. You were an Observer reader. I remember that.
And it's totally we're going to get delved deep into this a little bit later when we discuss the smart fan thing, that there's topics can go everywhere on this.
Yeah, no, that'll be a fun ending of the topic of it. Is I mean, we got a packed show here tonight for you for sure. We'll review TNA and Smackdown a bit, but then Saturday's main event we'll break down kind of in full there. But was there anything else you wanted to dive into before we?
No, the Dave thing got me back in a good mood.
Yeah,
so
that's good. That's good. No, and I did notice it too, because I was sending you different stuff of like our numbers and our growth and stuff, and usually you're a little bit more gung ho, but usually your building that you work in didn't get collapse.
Yeah,
so
it's destroyed by snow and ice.
Yeah. Well, TNA, we'll at least talk to it about a bit because I am watching it. We'll try to pay attention to it, at least see how they go. I know last week was rough for most people for a multitude of different reasons. It was kind of thrown together, but it wasn't thrown together because of like Vince McMahon back in the day. We're like, I don't like it, we got to rewrite it. There was a bunch of different visa issues that weren't even just for the talent. There were some of the backstage folks as well that I saw. So this episode definitely seemed much more like what they're going to be moving forward, where it was much more coherent. Like, it's not the best wrestling product in the world. It's TNA.
Nor do I expect it
better.
to be.
Right. But this is more of what I expected to see last week, in the sense of they're still doing their TNA stuff as they've been. That's what AMC paid for and didn't pay a ton for. And then they're going to grow and get better with it, and we'll see. And so, I mean, if you just take what last week was and this week is, I mean, it's like, 10 times better of it. I don't think
you have to get back all those people though. You have to get back those people like me.
Yeah. Well, and the people that aren't going to give it that second, because I feel like a lot of people, because I even know.
I will.
Yeah. Well, even like I know I was listening to This Is Awful last night on the Awful Wrestling channel, and Awful didn't, was made a lot of fun of it for the first week, but was still willing to give the second week a chance, which is not as many people are going to do that. But I'm intending to, just because I want to at least report back to folks and see what happens. And kind of like you said with NXT, I was watching it every week and you weren't, and I told you different things to tune in on if it was good, and then it got much better. For TNA, we'll do the same thing. I don't think you needed to watch all of the show, but you saw at least
the Santana's thing. That was cool.
Yeah.
I saw Santana's bit.
Yeah. And I really kind of think the opening bit of the show was kind of, at least for me, the best parts of it, where you had Carlos Silva talking to the announcers and kind of putting over the company, being the face of the company and the, executive side, which I really did, which I like, because I do like that guy. Every time I've seen him, he's been good. And then you had Moose versus Cedric Alexander, which was a fun match. It was good to see Cedric Alexander like out there and not just being like the weird jobber that he had to be in WWE the last few years of it. But it was fun. I also just like this picture because that was the referee who's part of Reffing It Up from when we had RJ on our show last year. Shout out to him. That was a great. Yeah. Every time I see him, I'm like, that's cool. That's cool to see. But then the next part was Mike Santana's promo, which was, I mean, this guy is just gold. Like I feel bad for TNA in a sense that like when his contract up, he's probably going to go up to the WWE. And he'll do well there, but I don't think he'll be like this guy there where he can be the top star. But
I wouldn't be surprised if he stayed in TNA.
I wouldn't either.
Surprise me. I think he's the man here in WWE. He might get lost.
Yeah, you're right. And honestly, like with I'm obviously he's not getting paid anywhere near what he would be getting paid in WWE, but he got Tony money for a few years. If he's smart with his money, he no longer has the addiction issues, so the money, he's not spending his money on stuff like that. I mean, also too, there's got to be something to be said for, feeling good about what you're doing, being the top guy, like his daughter seeing that in him. Like there's really nothing bad there. And then with the stuff with WWE, maybe he gets a spot in a Rumble here and there, or like gets in, if they have another like tournament, like the Cena tournament, or whatever, doesn't have to be that like a retirement tournament, but just something where he can get involved, be on NXT here and there. Yeah, it's funny. I had that written down as a note where I wouldn't be surprised if he stays in it too, just because it's a very successful time for him. He's doing great. Like it's, it's cool to see.
Know you're the face of the company and other people rely on you. That's gotta be pretty cool.
And like the audience reacts to him like that. It's not like he's the face of the company because he was a big star in WWE and now he's here too. He's built through this, and there's something to be said for it. I mean, it's kind of like the stuff I was talking about, I think, when I was on the Last Call podcast with Chris Connor the other week. We were talking about how, like, look at, there, you had a decision to make. you could bet on yourself, leave AEW and try to make it where you could, or you could do the Ortiz plan and stay in AEW, collect the money, and wrestle on Collision every 6 weeks or 6 months. So it's
either
just,
one's good.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Just depends on who you are and what you want. And I feel like for somebody like Santana, who's overcome the addiction battle, which, you know, whether you've gone through it or not, we all know how, especially in wrestling, we've seen enough of the dark sides or the documentaries, whatever, you know, how difficult that is. So if you've gotten through that, like, I could just see how you'd want to work and want to be on TV and want to be the champ. Like, it's cool. No, I like that. Chris Van Vliet was in the audience. That was cool. Good to see him. I like that. I like that he's actually goes to shows and actually is a wrestling fan, as opposed to, you know, some of the interview guys you see out there.
You know what's weird about TNA to me? I like what they do. I think Awful said it yesterday too. I think I was half asleep. I'm sorry.
I get you. They go on late.
Yeah. It's the. I didn't expect WWE to come in and change everything because they're their own company, and I get that.
Yeah.
But with some of the money, maybe hired some guys behind the scenes to make it look smoother and sound better.
Yeah, and maybe that's
when it comes on, you can tell it's TNA without even looking. I'm like,
yeah, and maybe that's something too that they can try to, like, learn on the job training, on the job kind of learning, get better as they kind of grow with it. Because they're definitely, and maybe that's kind of a way too to, like, train some people that are in that, like, that you've got hopes for in WWE to being a bigger backstage presence, but there's no room for them now. Go work there for a bit, you know, as like a loan option or something like that. I could see that. Actually,
I said, I didn't expect Pyro to start the show and all of a sudden it's a top-notch quality show, but I expected better. That's my own thing.
I get you. No, I understand that. Well, and I mean, that's the thing, is it's a partnership, but WWE is not just funneling money into them. And I feel like
give all their employees over here, take our
exactly,
guys.
Exactly. But as they're growing as a company, it's maybe one of those things of where, hey, we did want to hire somebody for a role like this, but we didn't have a role for them here in WWE or NXT. They could go in TNA or something with it. Maybe they could have like an exchange program for a bit where some of the people go spend a month in NXT or WWE to see how they do it there and then take that knowledge back, something like that. That could work, because this is definitely a long game too. I think that was where some people kind of were either let down or maybe had too high of expectations, because I feel like some people were expecting it to be WWE quality and, you know, leaps and bounds and miles better, and give it a little time. You know, it's been 2 weeks. I'm curious to where they'll be in, like, what is it, Slammiversary in July? Like, by then, if they're not rocking and rolling and kicking tail, that could be an issue. But we will see. We will see.
They set the bar low at the 173 at least.
That's true. Which is, hey, good. I mean, you know, it's good to have achievable goals. And then the only other the match that was fun that I enjoy with it was the Feast or Famine match. Like, this match is silly, but
don't
at least
understand
it's
the goddamn thing about this, by the way.
It's a battle.
I know
royal.
what it is, but I don't. Stupid.
Yeah, I like the idea of it because it's just something different, and the fact that, like, there is somebody's getting fired within it. I mean, they've got the opportunity to do the funniest thing in the world of bringing back Trey Miguel from AEW and then having him get a fired briefcase. I don't think that's going to happen, but it definitely could. I feel like I've heard rumors that Eric Young's contract might be coming up. He might be moving backstage, but I just, you know, these are fun. But it was cool to see Trey Miguel back and, you know, getting hired in by a TNA, because there was that worry that he was going to get, like, blacklisted because he got hired by AEW and then fired the next day. That's, you know, TNA, not the best look. But
TNA doesn't care.
No, they don't, and that's good.
He's been with them before. He's not.
And the only reason that, and I feel like he probably wanted to re-sign with TNA, but the Rascals were trying to do, like, the Radicals thing where we're gonna get signed as a quartet and speaking of this is great. Speaking of TNA not caring, Jake's on TV. That's just, I mean, good for her, I guess, but it's all just weird with the whole OF thing. And then you had the main event match, which was the Order 4 versus the Hardys. Hardys still being the Hardys. And then we had the segment with the system, which this was cool to see. Them bringing in another person who had some issues. Was it Bear Bronson?
He didn't have him. His partner had him.
Was it okay? I'm terrible with those guys.
He was fine. His partner.
He was fine. All right. All right. So, well, and as far as I know, the partner was acquitted anyway. It was similar to the Odyssey Jones situation that he wasn't actually in trouble with it. But I don't pay that close of attention to that kind of stuff.
You don't dip your foot in the water. You don't get in trouble to begin with, and then things don't happen.
But the whole point of this was that because JDC Fandango was retiring and they kicked his ass. And then the surprising part was that they attacked Moose too and kicked him out. So now the system's gone full heel in there. It's this group now. Eddie Edwards, Cedric Alexander, Bronson, and what's the guy's name? The guy who's not Matt Cardona, Brian Myers. That's his name.
Oh yeah, he's still around. Holy shit.
Yeah, he's the one. Oh, yeah, he's the one in the singlet. Yeah. I mean, it was fun. Like I said, it wasn't a great show by any means, but it was definitely better. And it's TNA. They're slowly growing and slowly working with it. But
for the last 25 years.
Well, I mean, that's where they grew into where they are now, to where they're essentially.
That company will never go away. It's amazing.
They'll just get new leadership and new changes with it. At least this seems like people that are actually like trying to run the business properly, as opposed to, Scott D'Amore would have some great moments and like, oh, this is working well, and then just crap the bed.
It's not his fault. Anthem didn't let him do shit.
So. Well, yeah, I know. I know some of the way he books certain things, and Anthem is Anthem, and they got But maybe that's where they get their money from. But it was a good show, and the overall part of it, I enjoyed it. It wasn't anything special, but I'm glad to see them at least out there and doing stuff, as opposed to being on Access TV. That's what they used to be. And the Destination America, that was another one that was real classy.
And just based on the first one I saw, this has nothing to do with what you saw the other night.
Yeah.
As of now, I think AEW is better. Dynamite is better so far. This could all change. That's my opinion. It's fine.
I'll say, yeah. And in presentation, sure, but just incoherence of the show at all. But it's also, like I said, it's 2 weeks, so we'll see where it goes. Let's say anything from the chat. See, we got some people coming in the chat for it there. I don't know where he got the name Moose. I'm assuming it came from his NFL time or football time. He got it as a the nickname that the players. Yeah, Ewan's right. Dave's a big reason why Marv got burned out. That's why we don't try to cover Dave too much of it where you can. Dave's hair dye has bypassed the blood brain. It's not even hair dye, it's shoe polish is what it looks like, in my opinion. But
Shivani used to use it. Now he's not. So I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah. Well, that's why he can have the green suit now, because the brown wouldn't drip into it. He had to only have dark suits before. So now we're gonna get polyester Tony.
Do you see that Tony got upset? Not upset, but with Bryan Danielson.
Tony
Khan's, Danielson sitting at home getting paid, not doing anything, and Tony wanted him in to do some commentary.
Yeah, I've heard. Okay, so I've heard conflicting reports.
Last week, Danielson's neck was hurting a little bit and couldn't make commentary. So,
I mean, at least I'm all for it. Not the neck injury part of it, but at least I'm all for having Taz versus Danielson, because at least Taz, wants to do it and has some energy and is good at it to a point, as opposed to Danielson and his.
If you're gonna have a team, this is the team to have.
Yeah,
right
yeah.
What you got right now is what you're gonna get.
Yeah, well, and especially too with like how goofy and annoying Shivani can get with his silliness. At least Taz keeps him in check or makes fun of him for it, as opposed to just Danielson Excalibur encourages him, and Danielson just he's just an enabler. He doesn't care. He's just there and part of it. But yeah, it was a decent show. We'll get into SmackDown really quick before Saturday night's main event. There were some fun parts of it. Sami and Montreal super over. Duh. We all knew it was going to happen there. I just like how well Trick is holding his own in these spots where he's got.
He does well.
Right? Like, he doesn't seem like he's lost. He doesn't seem like he's nervous. He fits. And that's where, I mean, we've talked about it ad nauseum of NXT giving you that time. You do your babyface stuff, you do your heel stuff. And he even had that chance of being able to go over to TNA with their title and being like the ultimate heel of the company, and is just so charismatic. And you see it all over X now too, of people that some have been following, but a lot of people, like, he's brand new to them, and he's like, this guy's amazingly over. This guy's awesome. And that's why the more time in NXT, the better, usually for folks, in my opinion. That's, I think that's, it's been great for him. And then he does the mic thing for Sami, and Damian tries to attack him. He pushes into him. This was good stuff. I like seeing Sami Trick doing that. It's good for the guy. And I'm, it's like he feels like a player that you watched all through college, and now he's joined the pros, and you're watching him succeed, and it's a lot of damn fun. That's how I
agree 100%.
Yeah,
we said it when he was in there.
Yeah,
make sure he sticks around that extra year or two, or whatever he talked about at the time we were talking about it.
Yep,
it probably was another 2 years at that time. Maybe by a year.
Yeah, by a year. But it's similar to, but the 2 years we were talking, that was Breaker, because I said the same thing about Breaker when he was partnered with Baron Corbin. Not everybody, but a lot of people were like, this is a waste. He should be up there and killing it. Put him in the title match now. Blah blah blah. And it's just like, give it a second, guys. Give him some time, and that's why both these guys came in hitting the ground running and ready to go, because they had enough practice under it. So shout out to we got 23 folks watching right now live on YouTube. Thanks to everyone who is here. That's,
40 total. 40
yeah,
total.
40 for through X as well. Just the YouTube one, we always said if we got two to three people, we'd be pumped. To see that number, over 20 is really, really cool. We really, really appreciate it. Yeah, Chris Chick did need that extra year, and it's really worked out for him, and that's awesome. And then we had Mello talk. They showed the Mello talk into Ilya, so they could have that match again. I like that this is now going to lead to a feud for Mello against Miz. It's kind of like Miz is in that spot like that Ethan Page is on NXT, to a point where you need to get somebody over and have a good match or good win against somebody that's got the experience. Like Miz is perfect for that, and
Miz does do that well.
Yeah, and that's literally what this match was set up for. So Carmelo and Ilya can have a banger, but Miz helps him even though Carmelo doesn't want it, and then clearly they're going to have a match sometime sooner than later. I would assume something happens like during the Rumble between them, and that leads maybe to a match at the Chamber. Something with it, but it makes perfect sense, and good for Mello on that one too. It's gonna
be interested to see how the Friday before the Rumble works out. The SmackDown prior.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's in. It's got to be in Riyadh. Yeah, right. As I said, I was like, where are they? Duh, it's derp. And then probably the segment that was probably the most talked about segment from the show was it was initially a sit down interview with Cody and Michael Cole, but then Fatu comes in, and they had a pretty good back and forth here, and Cody said some stuff that's not very babyfacey, which is cool, because again, it's not like he's turning heel right at this moment, but the seeds are being planted. It's coming. It's going to be one of those things where things are going to pile on to Cody, and at some point he's just going to break, and that's great.
When WWE gets something right, they actually get it right in a big way. Like they had to bring Fatu back with an edge. Like an edge to him, like a psycho edge to him. And they've done that. So I like that.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And that's it. And to keep it still with and make it a baby face too is great, because you really could have, it's easy for this role to be a heel, but as we saw, he's just charismatically a baby face. Even when he was healing it up with Solo, people were, the I love you Solo wasn't about Solo, it was about Fatu. And so I like this though. I was excited to see this happen with it, and I was happy. I was excited for the match for the next night. But this was probably
which
the best.
We didn't get, but we did.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Then we had this was fun, where Chelsea's trying to get Jordan to join the Secret Service as Slagent J, and she's like, nah. Oh, we're gonna go fight Jade. I'm in. I'm coming right there for you. That was great. Like she's better at this stuff than I expected her to be. Again, no shame to TNA, but usually a lot of their
it's taking a while for the fans to get accustomed to her. That's all.
Yeah, but that's fine. But this is a good way to do it, having her here with Chelsea, who was dressed up like the Mountie too. I credit to her. It's kind of an insane person that she wears new gear every single time she's on TV, but the gear always rocks. I mean, dressed up as the Mountie in Montreal. I mean, Jacques Rougeau. I don't know. I was very impressed with that. I like, or like when she did was it like the Street Fighter, the dumpster match or whatever with Mi Chin, and she came out looking like Cactus Jack. Like that's good stuff. I like how
she
that
takes
works.
what's given to her and throws it all together.
Man,
nice package for us.
I know you're not as big on Unreal, but her parts of that in the show, her mindset is unbeatable. Like she knows, like, like when they talked about where she was going to lose the title to Selena Vega. Like, obviously she didn't want to lose the title. She's bummed about it, but she's going to do it with a smile on her face because she knows that's her job. And it's just, yeah.
I don't mind Unreal so much. I just wonder how much Unreal is real.
Oh yeah, no, I've always took it as. I mean, I think like some of it is their side of it, but it's just a decent show. I enjoyed the presentation of it, but I don't look at it as like it's an actual camera in the writer's room full time. I feel like just like anything, it's like with reality television, like you know the camera's on you. You're right, exactly. You're not gonna think it's not, especially folks in wrestling. And then you had them face off here where Jade and Jordan, clearly they're gonna have a match at some point. Jordan will lose to Jade, and that's fine, but cool setup for it. Should be fun. Then you had the tag title match, which I'm hoping this is like the end of these guys' storyline. Like these guys have been feuding forever, but then it's also like, well, where do they feud after?
Yeah, what do they do then?
Yeah, exactly. Like as I was saying, like as I was watching it and like taking notes, that was my note. I'm like, I kind of hope this ends, but then where does it go? And I want it to end because I want them to do other things, but I'm not sure what they can do. It's not like
I mean, with who, where, and
yeah.
I'm trying to think with who, and I can't play like with these.
No, exactly, and that's and sometimes that's where it's where people like, oh, well, this person should win the title. They should win that match. It's like, okay, cool. Where do we go from there, though? That's like, but this was at least a fun match. Like these are talented wrestlers within it, and you knew you were going to have people from the outside getting involved. I like the lantern thing. It's probably because I'm an Undertaker mark and it reminds me of the urn, but I like it. It's fun.
We talked about that when it first happened.
Exactly.
Like that's actually something that's intriguing, but it's still going to be what it is at the end.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. it is what it is with it. But I mean, this was good. Oh yeah. These the big boys kicking each other's ass on the outside, and then he uses the lantern, and well, once he used the lantern, we knew who was gonna win. It was fine. It was fun. I don't really know where they're gonna go with it from here, but I'll be intrigued enough. I'll give it a chance, but I want more from both of these groups, and I say that without any thing to present or have an idea of what the more should be, but I want more. Since that, I said, I don't know what it is, though.
I think it started on Friday and morphed into Saturday. The security people that they use and what they do, in both, not just WWE, but AEW, it's the same thing. Security is terrible. They all sit there with their hands together saying, no, no, no.
And then they
never seen anything like it before in my life.
Well, and I mean that's kind of how wrestling
is. It's standard security now, which is just bad.
Yeah.
It's bad.
And then
it's terrible acting. It's not even fun to watch.
And then they do like the individuals.
Yes,
going
one at a time goes to get
a
guy, which never ever happens if you ever work security a day in your life.
Yeah, but I mean that's every that's like every action movie. The hero Jackie Chan gets surrounded, and then they come at him one-on-one instead of just all. But is what it is with them. It's but I agree. So then we had the R-Truth and what was it about his balls? I forget that he said about it, but he was gonna risk his balls or lose his balls. I mean, R-Truth is funny, but it was just a silly moment. And then but set up to AJ versus Shin at Saturday's main event. That was a nice little bonus that I wasn't expecting, but was cool. Aldis or Truth is I'm gonna put my balls on the line. What's up?
Nope.
No, that's just this
match difficulties, I believe.
What's up? Can you not hear me? Or am I not here? Oh shit.
Please help out. Appreciate it. If you would be so kind. I'm not sure if he can hear me or I can.
I can hear you fine. Can you not hear me? Can you hear me?
It's just static coming at me on your end, so I don't know.
Weird.
I know it takes a couple seconds for chat to pick up to where we're at. You hear me? Can you hear Jake? Can you hear me too or no?
You not hear me? Can you still not hear me?
That's weird because I can't hear Jake and you can. That's weird. I can't hear Jake at all.
Oh, okay. So all right. So George is the issue then. George,
yeah, exactly.
Can you pop out and pop back in?
All right,
I'm gonna keep talking. Yeah, George, pop out.
I'm gonna dip out for a second.
I've been trying to tell you to. All right. Anyway, I can. All right. So the chat can hear me. Brad can hear both. I don't know. George. I think the storm's kicking into George. Anyway, this match was fun. I did enjoy this. I wasn't expecting it to be. Yeah. So George just disconnected. There was definitely an issue there. All right. But this match was funny. I wasn't really expecting to want to watch it much.
I just changed something.
All right, I can hear you. People could hear me. It was you who couldn't hear me.
Yeah, I couldn't hear you, but everyone can hear me too.
So if you can't hear, if the chat says they can hear me, then we're talking over each other. That was crazy. I don't know what that was though, because I didn't touch anything.
No, they could hear me and they could hear you. I couldn't hear you. That was it.
Yeah.
All good.
Yeah. But the only reason I wanted to cover this match was because of this stuff. I thought this was exactly. I wasn't going to talk about this. I had no intention of covering this match while I was watching it until they did this and covered Candy's face with that. I was like, that's silly. I'm fine with it. I mean,
creative.
It was. And I mean, I don't know. I kind of feel like the Garganos are just around helping out to be in the ring when they want them to, but they're both going to be backstage workers or coaches, right? Like, I don't see any other way of what that's going to be with them.
It was a funny little bit. It was good.
It was. Yeah. And just
made me laugh. So there you go.
Yeah. What was it, like 2 weeks ago where Gargano had the mask on and I thought it was Axiom and then he hits him? That was great. Yeah. And then we had Drew come out and cut an awesome promo. Like, everyone, I am a Cody guy. I'm a big fan of Cody, but I love Drew too. Like, this is great. Drew's just fun. He's just being a dick but then he also he's making the point that, I would have attacked Fatu from the front, not from behind. And so this was fun. I like Drew. I was happy for this promo of it. Wasn't anything super special, but it was a great promo.
He made sure the mystery still continues.
Right. That's perfect. And just like the Masked Man, there's no need to spill all the beans right away. Take your time with it. I love it.
That was their fault for trying to pretend they can spill the beans too early. That was their own fault. They did it themselves, but this is much better. I like this.
Yeah. I just mean in general, though. That was just the first thing I could think of. I feel like a lot of times things get rushed. This was, I wasn't expecting to do much with Kit Wilson, but I kind of like this in a sense. And I mean, Cardona's there to work. So this is fine. I mean, maybe it helps get Wilson over. There's a lot of people that are digging this character from Kit Wilson, which it does make sense for a heel to be like the super woke heel. It makes sense. I mean, that's part of society and there's people doing it with it. It's a good little thing. I like that.
It's interesting to see where they're going to go with this with the Kit, because he's smaller, dude. He's not really one of their main players, but in this little area, it could be something worth checking out. When they figure out what they're going to do here.
I don't think this is what it is, but I like this from Brad that it was Royce who did the attack into Fatu. I still think that's I was going to call him Calvin Powerhouse Hobbs, but I still think I think if he comes anything on the main roster, he would be like Jericho's heavy or something. But I still think NXT is the way to go. And then you had the ladies tag match for the #1 contender spot for the tag titles. I mean, I'm not a big fan of the triple threat tags. We talked about that recently. I mean, they're fine, but there's nothing special to me in those. If it's just kind of like too many people out there, I love tag matches and I don't really, but I'm just not the biggest into the multi-person tag matches, but is what it is. It was a fine match.
There's a lot going on.
Yes. That's how these things work. That's kind of why I'm not the biggest fan of them, is just because there's just too many things over there. It's kind of like the tornado tags where there's no tag and you're just like, shit. But the
sneaky cover by Kendall, whatever her name
is.
Yeah.
Well, that was it was from this here where they does the pin, and then she comes on. She just snuck over and got Alexa and pinned her. Kendall, I mean, she's Kiana James is pretty good. She's got talent, and this makes some sense to have them. I wouldn't be surprised if this is how you get the tag titles off of Rhea and Io, because I mean, how, like we said, like that storyline doesn't have that much legs left, I don't think, because they are both better singles, but we'll see. But this was fun. I enjoyed it to that point. And then you had the main event, which I was really looking forward to, because Trick main eventing the show. I mean, basically he was in the main event back-to-back nights. I mean, it's impressive for somebody who's been on the roster for 4 weeks, maybe 5.
Yeah, they
happy to see that.
Obviously they have faith in the man. So
yeah,
and putting him in with Priest may not be my thing, but Priest is a solid veteran, knows how to run
for sure.
Go through a match. I mean,
I feel like it's one of those things too where they've got the faith in him, but he's also proving himself. It's one of those things where here's your opportunity. Go out there with Randy. He didn't shit the bed. Other couple things. And then I purposely grabbed this picture just because look at the selling on his face. Like that, it's small stuff, but that's such a big thing from a rookie, essentially. You know what I mean? Like that's like actually selling. I really thought that was cool in those parts of it. And it was a fun match. I mean, Damien's a big guy and Trick is like almost considered a big man, I would say. I don't think he's a full big man, but
I would consider him a huge man.
I just mean like, well, big man. I mean, like, he's like 6'7", 6'8", 6'. He's like 6'4", 6'5". I mean, I don't even think Priest is really like big man
like
to
a
me.
brick shithouse, though. So that counts for
no,
right
he's
there.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying like I'm just talking like of like the super tall guys. No, Trick's like he's the perfect, like he's got the perfect the airport test. Like when Trick walks through an airport, you think he is spotted by people. People like that's a star, that's somebody, and that goddamn he is. But then Sami gets involved, which made sense because there was no reason for this to be a clean finish, especially with them wrestling the next night. This was mostly just to feed into Saturday night's main event. But it was fun.
How long was Sami off TV before this whole thing started?
That's a
long time.
Question. I don't know. Was it? Was it?
It was a while. He hasn't been on TV a lot.
Until
they announced the Saudi Arabia show, then you kind of started seeing him a little more. When me and you were talking last night about the Saturday night's main event finish and stuff, which we'll get to, you said how else could they do it? And I thought to myself, going, why is Sami even in all this? That was my thought. But we'll get there.
Because he's over. People, I know you don't like him, but a lot of people do.
Yeah, in Montreal and in Saudi. Unfortunately, the two places, I get it, but he wasn't on TV. He wasn't involved in any storylines at all. I wasn't seeing him in the main events. Wasn't seeing him in the show. Nothing. He was out for a long time, but not a decent time.
So was Randy, and they were in a.
You're gonna argue this one toward blue in the face.
I'm not arguing.
Wait till we get to Saturday night's main event. Then we'll get.
Well, we're at Saturday night's main event. I'm not arguing with you. I'm just saying, like, you're. Oh. I mean, tell me what Randy was in the storyline involved with. Then I don't know.
Randy's been on every show. Since he came back. Let me finish. Since he came back in Buffalo, he's been on every week.
And that was like 3 weeks ago. I don't know. They were in a match to be in the title match. They won their matches. I don't know.
Yeah, you presented me a question with how else could we get around this, and I came up with the answer of why is Sami even involved in this, and that was my answer. That was all.
Yeah, but same reason Randy was. That's all I got. But yeah, Saturday's main event was
very enjoyable.
Was a well put together show. I was gonna say like the match order. That's what I was trying to say. Like they put it together well, where they started it off. I mean, with the biggest singles match on the show with the two. I mean, Cody's obviously the biggest star of the two of them, but Fatu is right there. I mean, he gets a very loud pop. People love him. I love that they're still doing the thing where he cuts the promo, walk into the ring, because he's just more real that way. Like he kind of stumbles over what he says sometimes, but that's because he's full of energy. the only Cody's helmet.
Oh,
I feel like this is the Hogan fist helmet. I get why they're doing it though, because they make what is it, the Mattel figures with them. You know, that's a big money maker, and they love that. I don't collect those, so I don't care. You know, but I get it. Like, yeah, it's also in the video games or the Topps cards, but I don't do either of those either. I'm an old man. I liked how Fatu attacked right at the beginning. This was great because for me, this was cool in the sense where they were having their first match ever. But it wasn't, then they can still have their first match because this match never started. They were
my only complaint we talked about earlier, me and you talked about earlier, they announced a match for the show and we didn't get a match for the show, but it did move things along. So I kind of didn't mind it as much as I normally would have. Well, I don't like to have something advertised and people show up maybe to see Cody wrestle and then they don't get it. But
you saw him fight. Out. It'd be different.
I said it just worked out and it worked out perfectly.
All right, you got to let me talk too, buddy.
I'm wound up today, so bear with me.
All right, but don't fight with me on it, buddy. I'm here
I'm
too.
Fighting with anybody. We're all together.
It's my show. I'll kick you off.
Feel free.
I know, but it's not like he was announced and they had like, you know, he got hit by a car with Austin or like, you know, where if Drew attacked him before the match or something, like there was at the end, it wasn't like it was a couple of minutes. Like they went at this for a hot minute. I thought that was fun of it in the sense where you still got to see action, you still got to see fun. And since the match was basically only announced like a week ago, I highly doubt anybody in Montreal was too worried about it, but I understand your point with it. I just don't think that I think people got what they would have paid for out of this because of what happened with it. I mean, they were beating each other up. They beat up a ref.
Bad security.
Yeah, that was that's funny though when you were saying bad security and they kicked one's ass. Like that was funny to me. Yeah, I was great. Where it's like an action movie where they're like the two guys are beating each other up and then they beat up somebody else and go back to it. That was fun. And then as I'm watching this, I'm like, how does this end? Do they just do like the old we're going to fight away, we're going to fight off, like that sort of thing? But no, they're going to have Drew come out there and kick the crap out of him. And that was...
Does he have gray hair or is it just the lighting?
I want to say it's just the lighting, but he's also, I
don't care.
He's
I never noticed it until now.
I didn't know. And honestly, I grabbed this picture and downloaded it and I didn't notice it. And as you say it, I'm like,
it's the lighting. I got to think it's the lighting.
We're going to say that for now, but we'll keep an eye on it. Now, if you look down to the left there, the Hurricane, he's gray. The Hurricane's gone gray. But yeah, this was fun. I mean, this was a good little, and it was a hot way to start the show. People were like, all right, that was cool. And then Drew comes in with Kathy and screaming about both of them and just, again, cutting great promos. Like Drew can do no wrong right now, honestly. And that's because he won the match or he won the title. You know what I mean? Like he needed to win the title against Cody.
I liked how Kathy Kelly took this like 1000% seriously.
Yes, thank you. I forgot to mention that. Yes, no, you're absolutely right. Like, look at her face. She was serious about it, and she was like it deserves an explanation or something with that, as opposed to just being like, "Hey, what's going on? Why'd you do that?" Yeah, no, she was serious about it. She's good. Both her and Redmond are very, very good at that stuff where they can be fun but also serious too. I like that. That was good.
She's getting to the point where she's taking over.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I don't hate to say it.
What? I don't hate to say it because they need two, and the one they're getting kind of rid of is Byron Saxton. So I'm cool with it in that sense.
Yeah, and the other one's doing NHL stuff, so you might not get her all the time. So yeah,
right,
makes
sense. No, that's true. Especially with the weather stuff, the way it goes with it. But this was now this match I was again, like I still kind of keep saying it, like Rhea and Io are going to lose the titles sooner than later. I was wondering if it was going to happen here, but I didn't think so. I kind of think either Rhea or Io wins the Rumble, and that kind of leads to their breakup with it, but we'll see. That was fun.
I can't tell, dude. I can't tell.
I can't either. I keep saying like it's going to, but they start to guide you that way, and then they turn. It's kind of like fucking Raquel, where it's like, oh yeah, she's definitely turning babyface, 100%. She's gonna be babyface red or not. I was wrong. That's fine. No, it's cool. But this match was entertaining. You know, it was fun, and then Raquel gets involved, and I think the big part of the match that the big moment was that Stephanie's healed because she comes running down and no longer in the foot brace, even if it is on the wrong foot.
Does she always wear the corset, Jake?
I don't.
I noticed it last night. I never noticed it before, so I wasn't sure. I don't
think so, but I could be wrong. As I was gonna immediately say no. I feel like she kind of just wears, I don't want to say like maybe gothic attire, but I mean
it goes with the outfit.
Yeah, it does. It works.
Yeah.
No, it makes sense. I don't know if she does that if that's like a regular look for it.
Yeah, I never. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I wasn't sure.
No, I haven't paid enough attention with it. But then that leads to Io getting the win, which was perfect. That's fine. I still think it's leading sooner than later that team breaking up, but the fuck do I know?
I thought the same thing weeks ago, Jake. So
right now, I was gonna say we've been beating that horse for a while, but it's still going. But then this match that was, I mean, essentially just put together last night.
Surprise.
Yeah.
Who'd have thought?
But I think that this was because when everybody sees it, obviously we're gonna make the comparison to the WrestleMania match, but I think this maybe because it wasn't announced super ahead of time and they were able to, there wasn't any pressure, not as much pressure. You know what I mean? I'm not sure, but I feel like this match is what people wanted the Mania match to be. You know what I mean?
It was 15 times better than the Mania match.
Yeah. And it was great. I mean, they both came out looking strong. And then, I mean, they got into it right away. I mean, this was a good back and forth match. There was a lot of fun spots. I mean, AJ hitting the Kinshasa. Like it was good. I mean, this was it was strong style, but not like the stupid strong style where we're going to be hitting each other, right? Hitting each other in safe places. Thank you. It's
pretty much, yes.
Right. It's just and for me, like that's when because I oftentimes will say like I don't like strong style, and people think like that it's not that I don't like Japanese wrestling or no, I don't like that. Hit them in safe spots, make it so they can wrestle tomorrow and be okay. I feel like that's just
I know when we were texting earlier, I mentioned to you, I wonder if there was something, I don't know for sure, obviously. I wonder if this match was long.
It was.
And it was it wasn't like an AEW long match. It was a good long match. Like I went to the kitchen and came back, they were still going, and it was entertaining as all hell, but I couldn't figure out why it was so long. I don't know. I thought maybe something wrong.
I just think it was. Well, I mean, with Peacock now and not being on NBC, they don't have to worry about the time as much in that sense. There's but there's no time limit of it. There's this if they're kind of making you think that AJ could lose at the Rumble and retire. So this could be like his last big televised, match in that sense. So I just kind of think Triple H let them. I don't know. That's what I mean. I feel like
too.
Right.
That's what I don't think because every match was like what?
Right.
8 to 10 minutes max. And this one came in and just blew it away.
And there was no like injuries or like a match that had to end early or like even with Cody and Jacob, like, they didn't have a match, but I mean, that took like 10, 12 minutes. Like that was a good while. And there also, it didn't feel like there was as many commercials as there used to. I mean, I know they only do them in between matches with it, but I mean, the show felt quick to me.
They pack them in. They do pack them in between the matches.
Yep. No, that's they really, really. It's a good play. Yeah, they really do.
You know what I originally thought? What I originally thought, Jake, was maybe it went so long because of weather issues and people couldn't get there. But then I started thinking to myself, going, "Well, that's stupid. Everyone's still there, so that ain't it." So.
And it's Montreal. Like if anybody's kind of used to the weather, it's them to be the Great White North. But no, when they kept putting up the weather stuff too, my wife was in the room watching it and we're like negative 25 degrees or whatever. We're like, ooh, yeah, exactly. There's cold, but I can't even imagine the negatives. Like that's just my body would not handle that. But then they had the good little moment at the end. I also like how much Cole like references, you know, Japan and the Bullet Club and Chaos and all that kind of stuff. That's cool. They can do that now as opposed to the old days. And then the main event, which I mean, it was a fatal 4-way, and that's not either of our favorite things, but I mean, you've got big stars in the match. Sammy's way over in Montreal.
They love that guy, boy, I tell you.
I mean, he's their hometown. Well, I mean, that's I mean, Canadians have always exactly. Canadians have always loved other Canadians, but it's like Brett in Calgary, you know, there's just that exactly, you know, it's something or I mean, I don't think they've done a show in Scotland in a while, like that's been televised, but Drew in Scotland, you know, there's those certain points where like it's the hometown boy. But I did like that this was like that they're kind of having Sami and Trick feuding on top of the feuding, because maybe once Sami loses in Saudi and he needs something else to go to, Trick could be right there. There's a lot of options for it. I really like that. But this match was fun. I mean, it's a 4-way, so not my favorite thing, but they did it well. Didn't feel like as much of the two guys going at it and waiting for their spot. I feel like there was a lot of, it moved very well for me, at least in those parts. I like that they were throwing each other into the tables and like, what was it? Oh yeah. They had the point where, Randy went into the table, but then threw him into
everybody
the table.
Else in.
I was just saying everybody had Trick got it too. Yeah, that was fun.
I like to know how that worked out backstage. Yeah, you can throw me in once, but I'm gonna throw each one of you in next. Okay.
That's right. Well, and I mean it's Randy, so you go, all right, yeah, I mean, I guess. Because you're not gonna say no to Randy Orton. But it was entertaining in that part of it. I enjoyed where it went. Because like I said, not the biggest 4-way guy, but there was a lot of fun parts with it. It was the double draping DDT was cool. But I mean, before they even really announced like the brackets or whatever to lead up to who was going to be in the 4-way match, the only person that made sense to face Drew in Saudi was Sami. Just because that's big for it's huge for the Saudis. They're gonna love it.
Oh, and I told you this last night when we were discussing. I said you're 100%.
Right. It wasn't on there. Yeah,
I know. But I'm just saying. Yeah.
But it's because it's one of those things where, and I think it was Dis who first said this when I heard it. Was like this really looks like a big important match and seems like it is on paper, but it's not. You know what I mean? Like, and we all know it's not, and that's fine. You know, and that's where. Because I know there's some people that are like, oh, Sammy's gonna. I don't know if Sami really needs to ever win a world title. I mean, I guess since they're focused on it so much, I guess it will happen at one point. But that's kind of where I'm at with it. I'm just like,
don't you think that time has passed though? Really?
I mean,
for him,
yeah, yes
not
and
being,
no.
I'm not even being negative in this case.
No, I'm just trying to think because to me, yes, but I've seen there are a lot of people that really love the guy. So as long as those people are around and the story works with it, now it's definitely one of those things where if he wins it, like I don't think someone needs to cash it in on him like that night, but it's not something where he keeps it forever. Yeah, or keeps it for even like a long period of time. Like he's one of those guys where he wins the title so he can call himself a world champion. You know, does that make sense? Like it's just kind of like, yeah. I mean, he could. It could work. It's just he's never. And it's not that I'm not one of the people like I don't dislike Sami. I'm not a giant Sami fan. I did love the bloodline stuff when he was doing that, like the honorary Oos. That was fun. Yeah. But I mean, I never thought he was gonna. I mean, I guess in that moment in Montreal versus Roman, that would have been a very big moment. But was that moment bigger than Cody beating Roman a year later at WrestleMania 40? No. At least not to me. So I know there's some people that are like still not even some people. I think it's Ariel Helwani's the one person I know that still says Sami should have won that match. You can't convince me otherwise.
He's Canadian too. So.
Exactly. He's not only Canadian, he's from Montreal. So he's little biased. But I mean, I
can possibly see Drew like beating him down in like 6 minutes.
Yeah, no, I could see that. That's I'm glad you said that too, because that's something where I could easily see that to where I mean, it's going to be a match where Sami's going to have like that almost moment, and that's going to be great for the crowd.
Great
but
call,
I wouldn't,
great call.
I wouldn't be opposed to Drew just murking him, but also like, what does that do for the crowd? I don't know. I just feel like this is easy. This makes sense. Cause also too, I mean, as long as the Rumble is one night and both Rumbles are the same night, you just the other matches on the card are filler. Like, it's cool to have them, but do we really care beyond that? I mean, I know last year the Owens and Cody match was massive and they beat the crap out of each other in the ladder match or whatever, but how many memorable matches from the Royal Rumble or memorable title matches from the Royal Rumble since it's been 2 Rumbles in one night do we have? Which is why I'm still convinced that this is the last one night Rumble. And I feel like they're moving it to 2 nights moving forward, but maybe not.
Yeah, you called that about 4 months ago.
I think I was saying it before we had a show just because it makes the most sense. It's just like, I mean, it also makes a ton of sense for the Money in the Bank and probably Survivor Series too. When you're basing the show around this one big match, having 2 of them in one night is cool, but they take away from each other with it. At least I feel like, and plus TKO wants that money, and a second night of show is a lot more money. It just seems, seems too easy, but what do I
the same night, like Cornette says, it's like having your steak and then coming back with another steak.
It is. No, very much, especially too with nowadays, it's not like it's like, a men's match and a divas match. Like the women's match, they're usually I'd say of the last 5 Royal Rumbles, at least 3 of them, the women's was the better Royal Rumble, whether the men's might have had better spots or some cooler things, but just overall as a match front to back. But yeah, I just feel like I think the only reason this year isn't 2 nights is because it's in Saudi. I think that was just too much to try to do it once, and it's just moving forward. They will, but maybe not. I just feel like that's.
Plus, is that stadium even done yet?
It looks. The last thing I saw, they were showing like what the Tron looked like. It looked like it was close to.
Oh God!
But I don't know. that's outside of my realm of knowledge.
I just hope everything stays normal and safe out there, and because they're putting that up quick, dude.
Yeah, I mean that's what they did for the
soccer thing,
the World Cup. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, but I mean that was also, I mean, as bad as Saudi Arabia is with certain things, to my understanding, Qatar is worse with the slave labor and stuff. But I don't pay too much attention to too much geopolitics because I know what I know and I know what I don't. And I don't know shit about that. So. Look at the chat. WWE got paid $55 million to put Sami in the title match. I mean, that's a big enough number for me to say. I mean, I don't blame him for that. See, now this is an interesting thought because I've seen people saying that like Saudi or Sami's going to win the title at Mania in Saudi. I mean, maybe, but I also feel like Saudi also loves the big stars and the big moments. I feel like if anybody could be Sami, probably gonna be the fucking Rock though.
Saudi changes with the wind.
Yeah,
they love people that are stars, and like you said, it could be the Rock.
Yeah, no, exactly, and that's where like when they were first doing the Saudi shows, they wanted all the old stars because that's who they knew as stars. But say what you want about the Saudi Arabia fans or Saudi Arabia, but those fans are paying attention. They know what's going on now. It's not like it was in 2018, 19, where they were just basically like non-canon shows and let's do the greatest Royal Rumble or whatever. Like now people know what's going on. The fans are into it, and I give them credit for it. Like they get pumped for it. They'll be loud. It'll be a fun show. It's just going to be weird as hell for me to watch it at noon, but tune into Toonie Talk Wrestling. We are doing a live watch along for the Royal Rumble. I think we're going to do a preview this Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern on the Toon Wrestling channel. So that should be fun.
Well, let's keep going and do the rest of the plugs, please.
I didn't know if you want to do, but yeah, I got it. Yeah,
you were rolling. I thought you were going to keep going. Sorry.
All good. No, yeah, we so yeah, Tuesday 8 p.m. on the Toon Wrestling channel. Every Tuesday night we do Toonie Talk Wrestling with myself, Awful Wrestling, and Dis. Kevin and Marv come in and out when they can, and we'll try to bring in other panel members as well. But I know this Tuesday we're doing the Royal Rumble preview and then the Royal Rumble watch party. I'm not sure what time we're going to go on Saturday, but we'll let you know on Tuesday. And then we're back here on the AltJake Takes On YouTube channel every single Thursday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern for our AEW Dynamite review, which is just us covering strictly Dynamite. We go through every single segment, every vignette, every backstage segment. We review the entire show, so you don't have to. We'll talk about other things as well. We involve with the chat, but that one's like our AEW main focus, because we also do a recorded podcast every week. We're trying to cover like the weekend wrestling, and it's usually Monday Night Raw, NXT, and any other type of news. And then back here right now every Sunday on the AltJake Takes On YouTube channel and both of our X accounts for Sunday Night Spaces, where we do what we're doing now, doing a roundtable discussion show, cover Smackdown, anything happens over the weekend. So we get you 3 shows a week, and I'm on a 4th. So please subscribe, like, share, comment. The subscribes are the biggest thing now. We are on the march to 500, and I don't know if you guys remember, but like last weekend we were at like 380 something, and now we're at 416. So please, if you're listening and you haven't, subscribe. Like if you got friends who are interested in wrestling, or just friends who want to support what we do, have them subscribe. We appreciate every single subscription. I still can't believe how close we are to 500. Every time I see that number, I'm like, damn. Yeah. So we appreciate and thank every single one of you. And yes, as Mike Glass says there in the chat, please hit that like button.
Much important. The like button and the comments are very important.
Yep. Yeah. Any of the activity, it's all, just think of the algorithm as like, like a big angry monster, and every interaction feeds it, every view, every watch, or every comment, every like, and every share through YouTube too. If you like click the little arrow and share it from there, all of that tracks and counts. And we also have seen, it does appear from what I can tell that more of our viewers now are subscribers than it used to be. We used to have like 40% of our viewers not subscribed. Now it's like 25-30. So we appreciate every single subscriber. Thank you all very much.
Then once you think you get the algorithm figured out, it all changes.
They'll change it. Yep. Yeah. That's how they like to roll. It's like, every time they send an email of like, updates, like, oh God, what are we doing now? What's going to count there? Because
it's something else, dude. It is something else.
Which is why we just focus on, we're going to do our stuff. I feel like if people subscribe and they watch, that's all we can really do. The rest of it, we'll figure it out. But we are very appreciative of all of you. We've got, looks like 22 watching on YouTube right now, and another 19 watching on X. So we appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
All right. So you want to get to this is a great comment. The algorithm is Ryback. Got it. It's out of its mind. Yes, that's a great
Makes
line.
sense. Does make sense.
That line popped me. That was a good one.
I'll take
Dunn
it.
did what now? It's about perfect, honestly. And like Ryback now, where he's on Twitter, where should I go? And everybody says, retire. No, I want to go to TNA. But yeah, you want to get into this topic that George has been working on for a little bit.
I've kind of been holding back on it for 2 weeks. I really wasn't sure how to present it properly, and I still really don't. But I just wanted to go through some of what today's wrestling fandom is like, I guess. Like I said, it's hard for me to describe it.
Yeah, no. But that's just like anything that we do. Just we'll figure it out as we go along. Yeah, we'll just start. And no, I mean I've got some thoughts on it, at least for sure.
So basically, when I had the Observer, when I used to read the Observer, I never really considered myself a smart fan. I just thought it was pretty cool to know some behind the scenes details. And as we've gone in this direction, we've gotten to the point where everybody is a smart fan. Everybody knows everything. And like I said earlier, I don't want to know everything. I don't want to be knowing everything. I want it to get, I know the toothpaste is out of the container and all those expressions. I know we can't go back, but I wish we can go back. And it happened to be on Cornette's show talking about it a little bit, but I wanted to go into it a little deeper a little bit and see.
Well, yeah, my question is and when you said it like that, like my question and like my first thought of is like, when did that change to where that point? Because I feel like there was a point where it was like they were giving you information and you were getting more knowledge of it, but it wasn't like it's kind of like back with like reporters with like baseball players back in the day where, you know, like they knew that, you know, Joe DiMaggio and Marilyn Monroe were having marital issues, but they weren't reporting on it, or they knew somebody had a drinking problem and they weren't reporting on it or whatever, because they kind of kept certain things back. And at some point that just stopped and they started reporting on everything. And I kind of feel like the same thing happened in a sense with the wrestling reporting, and then also with the fans, where they just wanted to consume more, and they kind of turned into that point where instead of learning from what they were being taught, they thought they knew everything and they were striking back. You know what I mean? Like it made that there was like a 180-degree turn, and it's just never gone back.
Yeah, the internet doesn't help, but
no,
it's just strange because, and again, I'm not picking on anybody at all or anything, but if you go into any, ours included, any wrestling chat, you'll get somebody that says, "Oh, I heard such and such," or "I saw such and such," or "This is a work," or "This is," and you read it somewhere and you think it's true. I
and that
frustrates me.
No, and that's something that even like, and that's something one of the reasons why we don't cover a lot of the news and reporting stuff on this show is because it kind of tapes you almost in a point, because you even talk, like you mentioned Cornette and on his show, like those guys know how bad, and I'm calling out Dave and Brian on this one because Dave and Cornette have had their issues back and forth or whatever. And they'll like cover that and laugh about Brian and Dave fighting about something. And then like 10 minutes later, we'll say, "Oh, well, we heard X, or we heard this, or we heard that, or we know this." And it's like, that's a report too. You don't know that as fact. And I feel like people, they just haven't put that together with a lot of it, where they just like, "Oh, well, we've heard this, so it's got to be true," even though we know the reporting is bullshit. And that's why until I have it proven to me beyond just, "Oh, we heard this," I rarely believe anything that's reported. And even if stuff that's probably true, I'm not going to believe it from them because their track record is shit anymore. That's just, yeah. And
you have to pay. You have to pay for it.
And it's behind a paywall. Yeah. You got to pay them. Well, I mean, if you have enough email addresses, I think you can get it for half price every month from what I see on their deals and sales. But I just don't know. There's that point where people just thought they knew more than what was being reported. And I don't know when that shift happened. But the thing is, if they know that, then why do they still believe all the reports? I think people are just like in that. It's almost like just a bad habit that they can't get out of. That's even kind of like, that's similar to another thing we try not to do on this channel is just only be negative about stuff. Because I see so many things that like they'll do a live like a live show after a pay-per-view or whatever, and like the five guys on the panel are just ripping it apart because that's just what their normal move is. That's just what wrestling talk used to be, because it was bad under Vince for so long. They just want to complain, but it's just like I don't want to feel bad for being a wrestling fan. Like I want to enjoy what I'm watching. And sometimes too, even with the reporting, and especially with the stuff where they try to go really in on, well, it was on Vince or WWE or whatever, making the WWE bad. Like it's almost like their goal is to make you feel shitty for being a fan. And it's like,
you remember the National Enquirer, right?
Yes.
You remember the National Enquirer. This is what it's turned into.
Yeah.
It's like a wrestler saw Bigfoot.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're not far from it being the Weekly World News with Bat Boy. Yeah, no, it's just, and it's the sensationalized stuff, and a lot of it too comes back to, in all reporting and most anything anymore. And I've said it a bunch on this show too. There was a point where it was more important to be right, and it switched now where it's more important to be first. Whether it's right or not, who cares? We want to be first. And like we saw that too, even a bit with the TNA reporting. I know you weren't on X, so you didn't see it. And honestly, if I wasn't in the Toonie Talk group chat, I probably wouldn't have seen it, because Awful saw it right when it was posted it was Thurston and those guys when they posted the 95,000 number right away, because that was the first thing they saw. It was like a demo number or something, and they ran with it. And then within 10 minutes, they pulled it back. But that's out there now. People were going to run with that 95,000 number for a bit because they were just so important to be the first one to report it. I mean, you even see that not on our page, but I've seen it in other pages where like people want to be the first person to comment and they just comment first. Oh, I want, like, what did you win? What are you doing? That's even goes back to like when we were talking about people spoiling SmackDown for folks or whatever. And it's like some people were doing it because they were in the local area, like, but there were some people that were doing it strictly to get internet clout, strictly to like get views or whatever. And it's just, I don't understand. Like that's the people want to be first, and that's the clout they're getting. Where we could,
yeah, it's a strange.
I'd rather be right than first. Like that's why we don't, that's why we don't do like our Dynamite review right after Dynamite, because I'm sure we probably would get a ton of views for that because people are in the mode or whatever. But we'd rather take a day and process it and then give it to you in a fun report. Kevin, heed paper. No, it's So I Married an Axe Murderer. Mike Myers' funniest movie, in my opinion. Yeah. Move your melon.
It's just a strange turn.
It is.
It bugs me because,
oh yeah, and it's
like I said, it used to be cool just like knowing the Undertaker's real name. You'd see that in the Observer, and you're like, I know it's Mark Calloway. Oh yeah, and right. Then it just slowly from that point, it's just gotten
because that was enough for people back then. But it's just like wrestling too. We're just like you took one chair shot or one big bump and you were carted out on a stretcher, and then it just kept getting more and more, and now you've got to jump off a 15-foot ladder that's inside a 5-foot ring and onto a plate of glass to get a pop. You know what I mean? Like anything, you need more. You got to be better than what it was. And just like anything too, instead of it growing gradually, somebody had to take a big jump and push where we went from step 3 to step 10, which is kind of like, ECW in wrestling in certain points where, yeah, it was great. And a lot of it was fun, but there was points where that pushed things too far. And then people had to do a lot crazier stuff sooner than they should have. And we see how that affects people's bodies. So it's just, it's in anything or in everything, but it's really affected wrestling. And it's changed the entire business and the way it's modeled and stuff. Like even Triple H of saying recently, like, people should just be fans and less of being critics. And that's kind of how I try to watch things in a certain sense where I'm like, I would rather enjoy this. If I don't, that's fine. We can talk.
Yeah, they opened that box up a long time ago, though.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, what are you going to do?
Yeah, no, and that's the thing is you can't go back. It's just,
I know. You're fucked.
Yeah, exactly. But I am curious about like the when that happened. And I mean, I think we figured out the why. It's that people need more info. They just like the algorithm, they're trying to get fed and just give it to me.
Yeah, so I'm kind of purposely dumbing myself back down to where I'm going to be the fan, the casual guy that doesn't know everything coming into an event. Like I don't want to know Drew hurt his wrist prior to coming in and he might not be 100%. I don't want to know it and work it into the storyline for me. Then I'll be fat.
Right.
Stuff like that.
No, I get you that. And honestly, I've kind of done that, at least in the sense of like a lot of the news sources or whatever. Like I don't follow much of any of them. I know I'm blocked by a few of them. I've also I'm years ago, whenever it was the last time like Sean and I really got into it, I just muted the word Fightful. So like those people are out of my life and out of my eye because I don't want to see their reports on stuff if I don't have to. It's just because what good does a lot of that do you? Like if somebody spoils a return, like that sucks. There's nothing better than being surprised. Yeah,
you ruined the whole thought. You ruined the whole show.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like you were so like if you'd have known for sure CM Punk was coming back at that SummerSlam Survivor Series, like that moment was amazing. Like I stood up off my couch, like I was shocked, like I knew there was rumors that it could happen, but I never believed it was going to, I didn't. And then any of like that kind of stuff, or when people come back from injuries or show up whenever, like it's much more interesting and fun to watch it live. It's not like somebody's spoiling, the ending of a TV show, like the cliffhanger at the end of season 3 before season 4 or whatever.
Yeah, it's a concept. I wrote down, the last thing I wrote down was, I always wonder how somebody in the wrestling business that took like a Jim Cornette or anyone, how they feel about average Joe, you and me, not us two in general, but using wrestling lingo in their everyday vocabulary on their shows and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't mind pop because that's an easy one. Heel and baby face are, come on, that's good. But you start getting into inside tracks and stuff, I don't like that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I'm with there's a level, cool, because some stuff of it is like used in like the real world. You're just using a different phrase of it. But like, yeah, no, some of that stuff is strictly like, I'm not saying kayfabe in real life, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
yeah. No, I'm not, and you know, but like there's certain, like I had heard well before in wrestling, like my dad would say, like, you know, give him the Iggy, you know, with the like the elbow or whatever. There's certain parts of it, but it's just, and then there's those people, and that's where you see people. I was recently, I forget who it was, that I think it might have been Moose, that was like, you know, hey, if you haven't wrestled, you can't criticize. And it's like, no, it's not that far. The thing is, and he not in full by any means, like that's not right. But what I think he's saying is, to a point, and it's not a clear statement, but what he's trying to say is, look, like there's certain people that have never done this that are criticizing it like they have. And I think that's the issue. Like, you know, we could say we didn't like something for whatever reasons of it, but when people are trying to put in like, oh, you know, that he didn't have the hammer lock in, or like whatever, I can't think of anything of it because I don't follow a lot of those people and I'm blocked by a lot of them. I mean, but you know, I know what he's saying in the sense of where they're saying like, oh, the move wasn't put in right or something else with it. And, you know, I also understand too, where wrestlers would get upset when people are calling out their botches, but that's going to happen. Now, what they should do is just work right through it and not like try to go back to do the same spot or whatever, because that just makes it worse. You know, it's like rubbing your face in it. But that's just where it is with people, and it's
interesting. It's interesting.
Yeah, well, it is. And
I'd love to get an opinion from, like either Kevin Apollo or JJ Alexander, how they feel, because they're in the business. They both do promotion. They both promote a chat.
Yeah.
And I'd like to know like how they feel about all this, because those are the guys that actually, you know, they can use the lingo. They know what they're talking about.
Right. Oh yeah. No, Kevin would be great on too, because Kevin's always got the side of it where he'll give you his opinion, but he can always see the other side of it and kind of give you an understanding. Always breaks it down in a way that's just different. You know, that's Kevin. That's one thing I love about Kevin, for, you know, where he'll usually give you something where I didn't think of it that way, or I didn't look at it in that approach.
Yeah, we'll have to have him back on Sunday Night.
I was gonna say, I know he's been super busy with a lot of his stuff recently, but I'll reach out to him and we can figure out a time, whatever works best for him, whether we can get it on one of the live shows or if we had to record one for it. Because that was, I mean, still, of all the conversations we've had with all of our guests, that was one of the most, if not the most, just interesting, of just like, and both of us were just mostly quiet and let him talk.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk much at all.
No, but that's because you just let him go, because he's got so much to say, and he was super insightful with stuff with it. Yeah, that's a good idea. No, I like that. No, it's not just wrestling too, though. It's in the entire world of stuff where people have just, they think they know more than, I mean, you even see it with like science and stuff with like medicines and things. They're like, yeah, I knew more than my doctor. Like, but they went to school for that. Like, I don't know more than like, I'm not going to try to like defend myself if I'm in a court of law. Like the client who has himself for a lawyer as a fool for a client. I feel like it's the same way if you're trying to like treat yourself from a doctor. I don't know. Like, just because I went to WebMD doesn't mean I know anything. It's just kind of like housework and house repairs. I'm very handy and I can fix a lot of things around my house. There are two things that I won't even try to mess with: plumbing and electricity. Like, nope. There are professionals for those, because if I mess up like trying to drill like something into my wall or whatever, like that's easily fixable. If I mess up something like with the toilet, all of a sudden my bathroom's flooded. Or if I mess something with electro wires, all of a sudden I'm in the hospital. Like, you're
freaking dead.
Right? Yeah, exactly. There's certain levels where like people are experts for a reason. And I'm not saying you can't critique at all. Like we critique a different stuff of it, but I think there is a point though where people think they know more than people that have professionally doing something, and that's
Not everyone can put a wrestling show together.
No, actually,
kind of got to trust the people that are there and hope they do it well enough.
Yeah, and we complain about how AEW is in their wrestling show or with TNA's problems or whatever, but neither of us think, oh, hey, if we had the money, we could just do this on our own. We both would go, okay, so who am I going to get that can do this? Even if I wanted, that I can learn from. Who can I get better with? Who's going to be better at this? Because I know. One of my favorite phrases in all my professional career, in any job I've ever had, is like, I know what I know and I know what I don't know. And when I don't, I know who to ask. Like that's my big thing.
Yeah, that works for me.
Oh, is that? I'm assuming Mike means Kevin, that he's going to be out of the country in February. That's fine. We're not going anywhere.
Oh, we're just doing a guest on the first live-wise in the first week of every month.
But that's a we're not going anywhere. We fought through when we had nobody watching, and now we actually have people watching. Like I'm so motivated now with this channel. It's so exciting to see like I said, we got 416 subscribers. That is a lot. And if you are watching now and you haven't subscribed, or you're watching from a replay, or if this is the first time you've heard us, please subscribe, leave a comment. It all helps us so much, like more than we can say. Yeah, no, I don't know.
Bingo. Yeah, that was about it. I was surprised. It went smooth. I wasn't sure how to introduce it properly. It was kind of difficult, but
it's fun. I think that's another thing that, at least that I like about what we do. And I think that people like about what we're doing with this channel is we're being honest. We're being real. We're being authentic. The conversation might stumble or repeat ourselves with it, but it's a better conversation from two guys who enjoy the business and love the business and think we know some things about it, but we know we don't know everything. That's why when you've never heard us get mad when, oh, my fantasy booking didn't come out. Oh, well, then it's going to suck forever. There's no way that booking can work. I thought that person should have been here and this person should have been there. They're flip-flopped. I hate it. No chance. Or that person won and went over. Their whole title run's going to suck. Like, no, come on, give it a suck, But cool. Well, anything else you wanted to cover before we get out of here, my friend?
No,
we've gone 90 minutes.
Does it. Thank you, everybody. We appreciate it very much.
I appreciate all everybody. It seemed like most everybody hung out and stayed the whole time. We didn't drop too much in our viewers, so thanks everybody for hanging out. You can catch me on Tuesday on Toonie Talk Wrestling at 8 p.m. Eastern on the Toon Wrestling channel. Also, we'll be back here this Thursday on the AltJake TakesOn YouTube channel at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our AEW Dynamite Live review, and we'll be right. Those really are. If you're watching this one and haven't checked that out, because I know some people are like, oh, I don't watch AEW. I don't really know. That's the point. That's the entire point. We will fill you in. We'll give you all the stuff so that you can know what's going on, laugh about it. If there's a live Tony video, we'll laugh about that and joke along with those too. But yeah, those are 9:30 p.m. Eastern every single Thursday. And then right back here next Sunday, 8:05 p.m. Eastern for Sunday Night Spaces. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. We appreciate you. Peace.
We appreciate you making it to the end of the video. Please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you.